everyone, Silverconundrum here. I come to you today with a podcast style topic, so to speak. So I want to ask you guys a question. How do you feel about federal digital currency? No? You don't want it? Neither do I. Don't feel bad. Some of you may want it. Some of you may like it. Let me ask you guys this. Have you guys sat back and watched what's been going on in the last couple years? I mean, think about it. What have we seen? We've seen the blockchain technology develop out pretty well. We've seen Bitcoin do very well over the last few years. I mean, so well that other countries are actually starting to go into these things. Well, guess what happened? The G20 got together and they all decided that the future of currency is cryptocurrency. So if you don't know what the G20 is, let me go ahead and give you a quick, broad spectrum of what it is. The G20 is 20 of the world's largest economies that come together every year since 1999. And what they do is they discuss topics on how to move the world into a direction where it benefits those countries. And I put the world in quotations. But the truth of the matter is, it boils down to what benefits the 20 countries with the economic powers. Now, these countries have actually had blockchain development under control since 2017. And they actually wanted to bring this stuff about. Now, mind you, this is not my personal opinion on these things. These are just the facts. So please feel free to fact check me on anything I say from this point on, okay? So let's get started on some of the things that have gone on. In 2017, these countries have actually had the ability to do blockchain technology. And when they just had the recent G20 summit, well, let's just say they all unanimously voted on going into a blockchain currency through the Federal Reserves. Now, here in the United States, we have something that's very interesting. Our current Federal Reserve is talking about circumventing the United States government in order to get stimulus checks out to everybody. How does that look, you may ask? Well, it's very simple. What you do is you go to the Federal Reserve website. You open up a new wallet or an account with them. Once you do so, they can send you a direct payment or a stimulus check. You know, helicopter money. Well, with this being said and done, there's a few things that can go in with this. They get to be able to watch everything you buy, spend anything and every transaction you make. They have the ability to watch it. And some people may say, oh, you cannot trace blockchain technology. But that's not true. If you remember a couple months ago, there was two young boys or whatever, men, I'm not sure exactly what they were, but they actually hacked someone's account, a Twitter account. And they wound up doing something, I'm not sure what it was, or I don't remember really. But I do remember that they caught them by using the blockchain technology. They were able to trace where the money or the blockchain currency, the Bitcoin, was sent to. And they actually captured these two people who committed this fraud. Well, people say, well, blockchain can't be traced. Well, that's not true, guys. Blockchain can be traced. So, if our central bank is wanting to be so kind and give us all of this extra currency by circumventing the government, what does that really mean? What does that really mean for us, for you? Well, let's put it in perspective on this end. If they can see everything you buy and they know everything you do, does that make you a target? Does that make you a political target? What about a rebel rouser? Let's say, for example, you don't like the government and you badmouth them. Well, they cut off your food supply fund for X amount of days or months. What if they don't like you hunting anymore? You can no longer purchase ammunition or firearms. It's not possible, some people say, but that's not true either. All it is code block. Think about it, guys. If our country can form digital currency and code block it to each individual person, Just realize and open your eyes and your mind to what really can be done with this code blocking technology. The truth is, if I don't want you buying something, all I have to do is block whatever that code that you're buying is and implement it to your personal digital wallet. Some people are saying that other countries are doing this and we're going to have a problem transferring funds. Well, that's not true either. As of October 14th, 2020, the G20 just had another meeting with each other again this month. And they said that there's going to be a type of centralization of the blockchain technology where all these digital currencies will come into effect and they can transfer from one to the other. Almost like a central bank of central banks. And it's going to be headed up by none other than who? The Federal Reserve of the United States. Supposedly. And I'm putting that out there as supposedly. So when you think about all these other countries that are going to blockchain technology or digital currency, guys, that's got to scare you. That's got to put a little bit of, the goosebumps on your skin. Should make the hair on your neck raise up. This is something I think is going to happen. And if you notice, I say the word think. I'm not a prophet. I don't know. But the writing is on the wall. More and more countries are slowly going to it. And when the G20 got together and they said they are going to a cryptocurrency and they talk about it, that should raise alarm bells. Like I said, don't take my word for it. I challenge you to go look this up. All you got to do is go to Google. Matter of fact, you can go onto YouTube and watch the entire G20 summit meetings where they talk about ending the paper currencies around the world and going to full crypto. And guess what happens to your bank? Well, your bank becomes the custodian of your wallet, of your digital wallet, not you. Why would you say they would do that? Well, that's simple. Because the average person around the world is incompetent of controlling $20. They cannot hold $20 in their hand and know what to do with it. Most of them just blow it out of the water, or they can't even read a basic 20-line sentence or 20-line paragraph without stumbling through it, myself included. I say is, and I stumble through it quite a bit. But the point is, I understand what it says. But what the G20 is trying to say is these people are ignorant and they cannot understand a paragraph and retain it to memory because they're just stupid. Personally, I don't feel that way about people in general. So let that be a mindset checkpoint for you. If they don't want you to control your own currency, and then they want you to put a digital currency into a digital bank, where you no longer have control of your digital wallet, and you basically have to ask permission every time you hit the purchase button, because that's what you're doing. There's a delay there, and they want to be able to use that delay. So what happens is, let's say, for example, you go to, let's just use a gas station, and you buy some fuel. Well, your bank is going to go ahead and authorize that payment immediately. But there's going to take a few seconds or minutes in between that transaction and your account to get caught up. Even though you've already purchased it, they're still looking at what you can do. So with that time frame being what it is, if they don't like you, they can say, yeah, this person right here don't need to travel more than 50 miles away from his house. So we're going to stop the amount of fuel he can buy to, say, 3 gallons instead of 10 gallons. And they can physically do that because they control that particular aspect of your currency. So think about this right here from this point of view, guys. If we do go to this digital currency, it is going to be done by the Federal Reserve of the United States for the Americans. Every country's central banks are doing the same thing. Again, I challenge you to go to the G20 summit and watch it. Listen to what they're all saying, and then cross-reference it with every news article around the cryptocurrency and Federal Reserves. You will be amazed at what you see. These things, guys, are just going to be absolutely crazy. So when everything comes around, let's put it in a little bit more perspective for you. If the Central Bank of the United States Federal Reserve is trying to ask you to circumvent the government, who now has the power over you? A, is it the government? Or B, the central bank? Or C, is it going to be both? No, you don't know? Well, let's ask ourselves this question. If I'm getting helicopter money directly from the Federal Reserve, is it out of the goodness of their heart, or are they trying to grasp at power? I mean, if you control a country's sovereign wealth, then what do you control? Well, you control the politicians, you control the people, you control the businesses, you control the government. In return, you control the country. The central bank has never been shy about what they do. Look at who owns the central banks. Look at who finances the central banks. You think all that currency that they have comes out of thin air? Nowadays, it basically does. But in reality, it's owned by the Rothschilds and so forth and so on. These names you've heard many a times, and it's not conspiracy theory on this end. This is fact. But again, I challenge you to go look it up. Challenge you to go do your own research, guys. These are questions you need to be asking. 1, are you going to take a digital currency if they give it to you? 2, if you do decide to take it, what are you going to spend it on? Me personally, if they do force us to take a digital currency, it will be very simple for me. I will only spend that digital currency on things that I want them to know about. For example, my rent, my mortgage. I will use it on things that I would buy every single day, such as gas. I would not try to buy food with it because I don't want them knowing how much I buy and I set aside or whatever else. As far as fuel goes, I drive a decent amount of time to work, so my vehicle drinks lots of fuel. And I'm okay with them knowing how much fuel my vehicle consumes. Now, would I be okay with them knowing how much silver or precious metals I buy? No. Would I be okay with them seeing how many bullets I buy? No. Would I be okay with them seeing how many guns I buy? No. So, if you do get a digital currency or a digital wallet from the Federal Reserve in the United States or any other country, I highly would recommend you only spend this right here on things such as your rent, your electric bill, your credit card payments, things along those lines, things that are basic everyday or every month items that when they're tracked, only thing they see is payments. They don't see purchases. But that's just my personal opinion. Guys, I want you to be aware of what's coming. In my personal opinion, this is what it's going to come down to, is a digital currency. The technology's there. Everything is there. Like I said, in 2017, they were going to do this, but something happened and they decided not to. And the next thing you know, here we are in a pandemic. All the global superpowers are printing currency like it's going out of style. And you know what happens when that happens? That's when inflation kicks in. And that's when debasement of the currency will slowly start coming into play. And then that opens the door for the digital wallet and the digital currencies. Whatever you do, whatever you say, whatever you think, just always keep a questioning attitude. Never stop questioning anything or anybody. This world that we know is slowly coming to an end, in my opinion. And what I mean by that is the paper currencies are slowly fading away and the digital currencies are going to slowly take over. And we're going to be giving more control to those people in power than we ever thought about before. And right now, there are no laws to protect against such things. At least as far as I know. And I have researched the fire out of this stuff, guys, looking for it. And I cannot find anything that will protect you or me in these situations. So, with all of this being said, I hope everyone does their own research. I hope you all take the time to go look up the G20 meeting, October 14th, 2020. Please, 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 I beg of you, go watch the videos. Go listen to what these people are saying. This is coming to us because we are part of the G20 summit. Guys, gals, everybody, if you hear this, this is something I don't normally say, but share the information with people. I don't care if you share the video, but share the information. Let people know what's coming on. When you do your research, show them what you have found. Prove to them what you are saying is fact. Do not let these people be the ones that get us where we are. We are going to be in trouble if they do a digital currency. And as far as us stackers, we may be okay. But the downside is, we also may have trouble acquiring more metals later on, truth be told. But that's a story for another day. Again, guys, have a great day. I'll catch y'all later. Everyone, have fun.